Conservative new media viewers, we've got some news from the NBA. Jeremy Lin and the New York Knicks have lost to Derrick Rose and the Chicago Bulls tonight at the United Center in Chicago, Illinois. The final score of the game was 104-99 for the Bulls. We'll include several links to stories about this game in the video description below the video player as soon as we can. The first of those links will be to the box score and video highlights of tonight's contest. This game was a lot better and closer than many people thought it would be. That could be because Chicago was without starters Luol Deng and Richard Hamilton, as well as backup point guard C.J. Watson. Whatever the case, New York came to play tonight, even after losing yesterday at home to the Philadelphia 76ers. New York led by 2 points at the half tonight and were down just 1 point heading into the fourth quarter. The Bulls, however, aren't 17-3 at home this year for no reason, and Chicago turned up the heat in the final period to prevail in this contest. The primary reason why the Bulls won this game was because of offensive rebounding and second chance points. They had 22 offensive boards to the Knicks' 9, and Chicago had at least 24 second chance points to New York's 4 points or so. Derrick Rose led Chicago with 32 points, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists. More on him and Jeremy Lin in just a moment. Reserve power forward Taj Gibson added 15 points and 13 boards in the win. Carmelo Anthony had 21 points and 8 rebounds for New York. Amar'e Stoudemire chipped in with 20 points in the loss. Jeremy Lin added 15 points and 8 assists. Lin finished with only 3 turnovers. New York falls to 18-24 with the loss. I believe they are now 1/2 of one game ahead of the Milwaukee Bucks for the 8th and final playoff spot in the Eastern Conference. New York has lost 6 straight games overall, and they fall to 10-9 in the Jeremy Lin era. Chicago improves to 35-9 with the victory, which is the best mark in the NBA. Next up for New York will be the Portland Trail Blazers. That game will take place on Wednesday, March 14th at Madison Square Garden in New York City. Now for some thoughts and analysis on this game, the Knicks, and Jeremy Lin. I'm going to say something here that you will not hear much tonight and isn't completely reflected in the stat sheet. For much of this game, Jeremy Lin played Derrick Rose, the defending MVP, to a standstill. I was just going through the raw efficiency numbers, and Rose finished just 1 point ahead of Lin in that statistic. Efficiency is basically adding up all of a player's good numbers for a game and then subtracting from that all of a player's bad numbers for the game. In this game, Lin finished with an efficiency number of 20, and Rose finished with an efficiency number of 21. Just looking at the stat sheet, you wouldn't think that would be the case. Now, Rose was better in the clutch moments than Lin was tonight, but we're talking about the defending MVP here against a guy who is essentially a rookie, so not a big surprise. What was a big surprise, however, was how good Jeremy Lin's defense was against Rose. Nobody is going to stop Rose from getting to the basket all night. but Lin did about as good of a job as could be expected, blocking Rose's shot on a first-half drive and picking Rose's pocket at least once and maybe more tonight. Rose was going hard at Lin, and not only did Lin hold up, he acquitted himself extremely well, much better than I thought he was going to going into this game. And New York was playing on a back-to-back game to boot. Overall, New York played very well tonight in a situation where they could have folded up. After losing 5 straight games in a row and having to play in Chicago on a back-to-back game, the Knicks could have quit, but they didn't, and that is a very good sign, even if New York has lost 6 games in a row. Carmelo Anthony, Amar'e Stoudemire, Baron Davis, and Jeremy Lin are all improving their chemistry together. It's still going to take time, but slowly it is happening. The Knicks are not in Chicago's class. That's clear. But they played hard, and Jeremy Lin, as he did yesterday against Sixers guard Jrue Holiday, continues to show his defense is very underrated. I'll repeat what I have said before. This guy isn't going anywhere. Linsanity isn't dead, it's just in hibernation. There are still things Jeremy has to work at, plenty of them, but he's got enough natural ability and work ethic to be able to get it done. So if you're a Lin supporter, hang in there. Better times are ahead. Now, give us your thoughts on this game, the Knicks and Jeremy Lin, in the comments below. Were you happy with the effort New York gave tonight? How do you think Lin is looking right now? Will New York make the playoffs? You tell us below. Also, please be sure to let us know what you thought about this video by clicking on the thumbs up or thumbs down button underneath the video player. Thanks. Finally, we encourage you to come and join us on the Conservative New Media Facebook group. You will find the link to that group in the video description. This is NBA expert Paul F. Villarreal, and you're watching Conservative New Media, your #1 YouTube channel for Linsanity and Jeremy Lin news.